Welcome to the stream, guys. We'll be getting started here shortly. Those of you in the chat, please let me know if you've got any issues with audio or video. If there's any lag or anything like that, please let me know. The stream is on a delay, so it might take me a couple seconds to see your message. But please let me know. I will be monitoring that chat as best as I can. Tonight we will be starting on Downfall Night with OVL Alpha taking the Marsoc position and Los Criminales taking the Volk to start the match off. For those of you who are streaming, I am typically an OVL Alpha player, so kind of interesting to be on this side of the screen. So it should be interesting to see how this goes. Strong players on both teams, good shooters on both teams, and a good mix of close range strength and distance strength, so we'll be very interested to see how this goes. And again, the cast is on a delay, so as things happen, I'll be seeing them a few seconds before you guys do, but I'll do my best to keep us inside the action. Right now we're waiting. Looks like Los Criminales is waiting on a few players to join. So as soon as they join in, we'll be starting off the match on Downfall. It is Downfall Night, by the way. I believe OVL Alpha got the first map pick, and they chose Downfall Night. So something you don't see too typical in the league, but it's something that we've grown to love and really enjoy playing at night. It adds a little bit of some different tactics to it. So alright guys, still waiting on some players to join, but we'll get this started in just a few minutes. Until then, I'll let y'all listen to some royalty-free music, and as soon as we get our players in and readied up, we'll jump into the map. Alright guys, we're starting up this match. Wow, Betsy already taken out caffeinated. They started so quickly I had trouble keeping track of them. So Betsy already taken up position at the top right. Takes down Zachary Odin as well. Calling him out. Down on the uplink. Mason Dixon makes a move in, but Elroy takes him. Billy takes down Elroy with a refrag. Looks like Billy here as the fire team leader. So quick push from Alpha. Diablo takes down Billy. So Big Lobo taking up back room as insurance on the uplink. And this has become a long-range battle now. Elroy moving back up behind uplink. You have some blue lasers coming across. And I just realized I never transitioned you guys into the game. Sorry about that. So Elroy calling him out there. Let's follow in Billy here. Moving up. Fire team leader with a shield. Flashlight may be giving him away a little bit. He does smoke up hotel. Calling out a few. Calls out Elroy at red truck. Calls a hold on fire team 5 seconds. And he's in the building. So Cynthia has moved up. Cynthia gets step. So OVL Alpha now stacking up in hotel. Yeah, unfortunately, to my knowledge, casters don't get night vision. So Caffeinated moves up, takes out Cynthia. He's got eyes on Big Lobo in the back of the uplink. And he gets him out of the back room of the uplink. Uplink is clear, called out by Caffeinated. Smoke out. Mason gets Betsy. So Caffeinated moving around to the right side. He does have one there in the spawn B for Volk. So OVL has officially pushed Los Criminales off the uplink. Looks like Elroy may still be in the basement there. Zachary Odin does get Cynthia moving up to uplink. Step gets Betsy. Caffeinated finishes her. Errol gets Zachary Odin, and Mason does get Big Lobo again. So right now you got 3 Los Criminales down, only 1 Alpha down. Let's see if they can get the push.
I'm pinning down South Watch.
Calls out pinning down South Watch. We do have Elroy right in the front of the uplink. Comes out, pops Mason. Diablo gets caffeinated off that left side from the Volk perspective, and Step does get Betsy. So Cynthia and Elroy holding down the uplink here. Follow Cynthia in. She takes her position in the basement. Elroy gets Zachary Odin, and Zachary Odin trades with him. So Cynthia's taking up a spot here in the basement, the building just outside the uplink. Billy calling out the death. His fire team holding.
Guys, now's our chance. We got 2 down off of uplink. One of them being the southwest. Let's get up there.
Calling out the kills. They did have 2 down. There's 1 down now. Zachary Odin making a hard push directly to uplink through the smoke. Good use of ordnance there. Caffeinated defends him by taking down Elroy. And uplink is hot. Caffeinated takes down Cynthia, and Big Lobo turns the favor on Caffeinated. So Zachary Odin is moving here. He does see one up on the hillside. Steph gets Betsy, and Mason takes down Diablo. Zachary Odin making the move now to the back room. Big Lobo sees him go in there and takes him. Mason gets Elroy. And Big Lobo is taking the uplink offline. Uplink is clear. Betsy gets Caffeinated, Mason gets Cynthia. A lot of kills here. Some exchange there. Step does get Big Lobo out of that back room. Mason takes Betsy. She is certainly a force to be reckoned with. So now Los Criminales 3 down, 2 up, and OVL Alpha 4 up at the moment. Mostly stacked up here in Hotel. Billy calling out, got to be quick. Elroy does get Mason. Caffeinated coming back up. But as they move, Los Criminales moving back in onto the uplink. Zachary Odin's down Cynthia. Elroy gets Caffeinated. Cynthia calling him out in Hotel. Diablo gets Zachary Odin. Zachary Odin gets Cynthia. Betsy takes out Step with a PKM. Billy, fire team leader, is downed. And then finished off by Big Lobo. Mason does get Diablo. So a good repelling there by Los Criminales. Alpha able to get in and send it, but unable to hold. So Los Criminales really doing a good job of sticking close to the uplink here, turning this into a short-range battle. Betsy does get Mason coming in on the right side. So again, Los Criminales playing close. 4 of 5 within one building of the uplink. Lobo does have eyes on that left side. Elroy backing him up, and Cynthia taking position there as well. So it looks like they are doing their best to ensure that Alpha does not get back into Center Hotel. Betsy takes down Zachary Odin up on the hill. Lobo does take a hit, and Betsy gets Caffeinated as well, clearing that right side. So Mason Dixon and Billy, Beast Billy, back in Center Hotel. This is going to be a challenge for anybody to get in there. Cynthia watching for Mason, and Mason eyes on uplink. Mason does get Betsy, and Steb gets Big Lobo. Elroy gets Caffeinated, 2 down on each team. Lots of shots coming across. Mason does get Cynthia, and Zachary Odin gets Elroy. So that building has just been cleared by Alpha. Ordnance coming out. Mason moving up, and Beast Billy moving up. I'm not sure, but at least on PC, that flashlight is broadcasting Billy's position. Betsy comes up and picks him up from the left side, but Zach does get the refrag on Betsy. And gets Big Lobo as well. So, a lot of trades there. A lot of refrags coming in. So Elroy and Cynthia immediately pushing right back into the uplink. And we have seen from Los Criminales, they do prefer close range. They're good at it. Cynthia takes Zachary out. And that's what they've done here, is they've turned this into a close range map and managed to hold it. Pretty impressive feat. So Mason is moving in, getting eyes on Southwatch. Step picks up Cynthia in the middle. A little frustration for Mason there. Making the crossing. Oh, almost made it. And time is running out, down to 50 seconds at this point, and Los Criminales takes the win. What a battle. What a battle. Very close contact for such an open map. Let's take a look at the scores here. Mason Dixon coming with 10 and 5. Beast Billy with 1 and 3 was fire team leader. Zachary Odin 7 and 7. Caffeinated 5 and 7, and Step with 8 and 3. Los Criminales 7 and 6 for Elroy, 4 and 4 for Diablo, 8 and 8 for Betsy, Big Lobo 4 and 6, and Cynthia with 2 and 7. So as far as the kill counts go, OVL Alpha came out on top there. But that objective is all that matters in this game mode. So Los Criminales takes the win. Just really impressed with how quickly they were able to move up onto the objective and then hold it. Typically, stacking on the objective on this map is a great way to lose it. But they certainly were able to hold it down. So well done, Los Criminales, and well done, Alpha. Los Criminales able to pull that one out. Yeah, I pushed F for flashlight camera. Did not do anything. So I'm not sure what's up with that. Yeah, hammering on F here now, and no results. So yeah, airlines saying one cast at night vision had to be before match, maybe. Yeah, definitely a good match. I'll have to look to see how to turn on that night vision. That one's new to me. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. What's this? Haha. There we go. Apparently it's a button in the caster screen. So hopefully you guys are able to see that here as this next match gets started. I'm going to zip back here, and we will follow Los Criminales in as Marsoc. So still very new to casting, guys. So any tips you've got in the comment, I'd truly appreciate it. I will employ them as quickly as possible. Alright, so 4 breaking right, Cynthia holding back, Elroy taking position on the hill. Betsy does get Mason Dixon, opening with a lot of fire. Billy takes down Cynthia, and Steph gets Elroy off that hillside. So we'll follow Diablo up here for now. Actually, let's zip over here to Betsy. Doing what Betsy does best, moving in very quickly. She is fire team. Betsy does get caffeinated, but Mason gets Diablo. Billy gets Betsy. She's down, not dead yet. Calling for a revive there. And she does give up there to respawn. So Alpha, so far, knocking them down as they move in. But Los Criminales definitely able to make that cross to the left side. Zachary Oden here, holding down the uplink from the second floor. It's always amazing to me, these night maps, how you really have to watch the lighting as to what gives you away. So you can see him staying very low there. So Big Lobo takes down, missed that one, and Betsy takes down Mason. So Big Lobo is moving up to Center Hotel. He is there and takes down the Beast Billy. He's put his laser on Zachary for a second, but did not fire on him. And Big Lobo takes down Caffeinated. Those just finishing him off there, gave up. So Big Lobo moving up quickly to the uplink. He's watching that Southwatch building, making the crossing, and he is on uplink. Zachary Oden apparently unaware, and uplink just went live. So Lobo moving around here for defense, but in the back room, Billy stands with the tablet, disabling. Zachary Oden comes in to join him. Lobo hanging out in the basement, and Cynthia moving up. Caffeinated gets Betsy, and Diablo. Mason finishes Betsy, and Caffeinated takes Cynthia. Very quick. So we have Big Lobo behind the building, but Mason gets him, and now Zachary Oden holding here. Long range fire on him, but he does escape. And Billy with the disable.
Clear, they planted, but we got it.
Calling out uplink is clear. And calling out the sniper in the back as well.
I'm out of position right now. I'm in tiles right now.
Alright, so OVL Alpha able to shut him down that time. Mason does get Big Lobo. Big Lobo really in the action tonight. Betsy shoots at Step, but Step takes her down. So those Criminales now being forced into a long-range battle. And having played against them, Los Criminales is absolutely deadly up close. Frustratingly deadly to be on the enemy team. So this is an interesting match to be for sure as OVL Alpha. Strong on distance. I know we've been working on that in particular. So Cynthia holding back here, Diablo moving up, but taken down by Step. So Betsy moving up to join Cynthia, and Big Lobo there with her as well. Betsy makes the cross. It's fire team. Calling out the sniper. E-Step takes down Big Lobo. And Betsy laying down the hate on that B spawn. Cynthia's moving up. So it looks like they're trying to make a cross into Hotel. Calling out the sniper again. Caffeinated gets Cynthia from behind the wall, but Betsy with the refrag on Caffeinated. Betsy's staying low behind those walls. She is moving to Hotel. She picks up Step.
Okay.
Very calculated. Cynthia spawns in on fire team. Ordnance out, smoking it up. Elroy now with Betsy. Suppressing fire going out. Betsy does get caffeinated. Quick kill. And gets Billy out of the back, but accidentally picks up Cynthia with the team kill. As she is gone, Mason does get Elroy in the back. But if you're going to team kill, it's good to be fire team because they can just forgive and then spawn directly back in. Mason gets a big Lobo after he gets one of them. I missed that one. So now Cynthia and Betsy in Center Hotel.
Uno atrás del uplink.
Ya lo
Elroy
maté, ya lo
joins them.
maté.
Uno está atrás del uplink.
She calls out the guy on uplink. Zachary Odin gets Betsy. Fire team leader is out of hotel. She is downed. Oh, she's back up. Fire team leader remains in hotel.
¿Tienes jeringa?
Elroy with the revive there. Billy takes Diablo.
¿Qué?
Ya es que se te quedó.
Zachary takes down Elroy from the roof of hotel.
¿Mataron a los dos?
So 3 up for Los Criminales now. Betsy coming across, getting an angle in that back room of uplink. Unable to find the shot. Does start laying down some fire on Mason. Elroy spawns back in on fire team. And Cynthia's there with her. So they are stacking up on hotel to make a push. They do have Billy down in front. Zachary Odin is taken down
Apli muerto, Apli muerto.
by Elroy. We still got Step and Caffeinated there. On the uplink, Mason takes down Diablo. Elroy takes down Caffeinated. And Betsy gets Step out of the back room. So right now, the only one between Los Criminales and the uplink is the Beast Billy, taking a stealth approach here. So Los Criminales new moving down. Billy does get Elroy, surprises him. Betsy gets Zachary Odin, downs him. Betsy with a frag out. Not close enough to Billy to get him. And OVL Alpha takes the win by eliminating the attackers. Wow. Those up-close matches were intense. Lots of fire going on. Sorry guys, I've not kept up with the chat. Been too intense. Appreciate the compliments. OVL did bring it back, and I appreciate the compliments on the casting. I'm glad the audio is working. I'm glad the video is working. So, now 1-1 on Downfall Night. Looking at the kills, Mason Dixon with a solid 19 kills and 7 deaths. The Beast Billy with 6 and 6. Zachary Odin 8 and 9. Caffeinated 8 and 14. And Step with 14 and 8. Over on Los Criminales, Elroy with 10 and 12. Diablo with 6 and 9. Betsy with 17 and 12. Big Lobo with 7 and 11. And Cynthia with 3 and 12. So, what a match. The quick push from Los Criminales is really impressive. They got in there quick. They were able to get the uplink sent, but were not able to hold it. OVL Alpha was able to push them out of the uplink and then hold them off. Again, Los Criminales is so deadly up close. And Alpha forcing them into a long-range battle. Once they got into hotel, it was a intense firefight, back and forth, back and forth. But ultimately, Alpha able to hold them off and eliminate their tickets. Yeah, we'll see who can pull it out. This last one here is for all the marbles. So for a first match especially, very intense, back and forth and back and forth. So many kills, hard to keep up with who's getting fragged and who's getting the refrags. Doing the best I can, but man, they're scrolling quick. Tactical Tim and those others in the chat who have helped me figure out how to do some of this casting stuff, I appreciate it very much. I believe this is my third match I've ever casted. and had some significant technical issues to overcome here recently, thanks to a new Radeon driver. But we got that figured out, so I'm having a blast. That's the countdown timer, so we are getting back into the match, and we will follow Alpha in. A little bit of glitching going on, it sounds like. Noticed a little bit of lobby issues here lately. So early smoke's out. Billy and Zachary Oden pushing in to the left hard. Other OVLs providing cover fire. Caffeinated and Mason going right up the gut. Matter of fact, let's zip over here and follow Caffeinated in. Betsy does get Mason. Now Billy and Caffeinated up close. A lot of fire coming in. Billy keeping an eye on that left hilltop. And there is a Los Criminales player back there. So Billy able to push up. Is he fire team? He is not. So it looks like a different approach from Alpha this time. Caffeinated pushing up to Twins. Taking some shots across the valley. Does get Betsy. And Billy moving out. He may be looking to make a move on uplink. Keeping an eye on their spawn B. Caffeinated moves up. Diablo does get step on the right side.
Can we get fire on the right window of Southwatch?
Billy calling out for suppressive fire on Southwatch. Cynthia does get Mason. Caffeinated now holding Twins. And Billy moving up. Of course he can't see this, but no lasers on him as he moved. Although we do have one coming out. Looks like Betsy coming out of spawn. Billy takes a shot at her, but unable to pick her up. She ducked behind that wall there. There is one up in the left hilltop. And Betsy does get Billy. Caffeinated gets Big Lobo across. And then Betsy takes Caffeinated out of Twins. So, foremost player now for Alpha is Zachary Oden with 3 up. Los Criminales with 3 up as well. Step does kill Diablo. Diablo was down, so gave up there for a respawn. So Zachary Oden now pushing up. Ordnance going out. Both sides. Step does get Betsy. Looks like Zachary Oden waiting to make his move across the way. Beast Billy, Mason Dixon also waiting. Mason saves Beast by taking down Cynthia. So now it looked like the left side of push from the Marsoc perspective is becoming right. Billy gets down and killed by Diablo. Zachary Oden gets Elroy. Some more ordnance coming out from Volk. Diablo gets Caffeinated, and Big Lobo is moving up into that back room. Zachary Oden has managed to sneak his way up. Downs Betsy and kills her. So Zachary Oden moving in for the plant. Big Lobo on the other side of the wall, already with the tablet out, looks like. Nope, he puts it away. Uplink goes hot. He is making the move around. But Zachary Oden has moved to the basement. So Big Lobo going to the back room to disable. Diablo takes down Beast Billy, and Elroy gets Zachary Oden out of the basement. So Big Lobo with the defuse. Quick push from Alpha. Mason Dixon still holding tight up here. Step does get Big Lobo out of that back room. Elroy remains there. And Mason Dixon, operating as fire team leader, sends Beast Billy straight back in. This time with ordnance out and a shield. Betsy firing at him. Oh, and Elroy with the flank gets him. So Zachary Oden holding there. Oh, Diablo accidentally takes down Betsy. These night maps are vicious for that. So hard to tell who's who. So they're spawning back in right side. Elroy waiting on him. But I do believe, yeah, Zachary Odin definitely knows he's there. Lasers up. Big Lobo in the back picks up east step. Elroy comes out, and Zachary Odin makes him pay for it. Zachary Odin gets Big Lobo gets Zachary Odin, and Cynthia takes Caffeinated. Billy revives Zachary Odin, gets him up. Makes a move on uplink, but is taken down by Betsy. He does take Cynthia with him, though. And Billy picked up one there as well. Southwatch window calling him out. Billy calling Mason to get him. Providing covering fire. Gets Caffeinated up, but Billy down by it for it. And Diablo finishes off Billy. Caffeinated starting to provide his own suppression, but Diablo gets him. Elroy holding tight there. Ordnance out. Long range frag grenade, and Elroy does get Zachary Odin. Mason Dixon still holding that right side. But again, we see Los Criminales turning this into a close range battle where they shine. Smoke out. Billy getting up with the shield. Plants the shield, pulls his pistol. Ooh, tries to take Betsy. But Elroy flanks around and gets him. Looks like Mason picked him up across in front of him. Zachary Odin gets Elroy. And picks up Billy's shield. So now, if there's a spawns left, they'll have 2 shields in. Looks like Alpha's 3 up. Los Criminales 3 up. So Zachary Odin taking a defensive position there with the shield. Big Lobo holding down that back room still, and Betsy on the corner. Probably can hear Zachary Odin. Yep, she does, and she picks him up with the PKM. Elroy gets Caffeinated, pushing up into twins. Alright, so OVL now resetting. And Los Criminales holding up close to uplink. So Mason Dixon does get Elroy. Look over his shoulder a little bit. Step gets Diablo. And Mason pushing up, but taken down by Big Lobo, still holding that back room. So Caffeinated did spawn on him and calls out the back room of uplink. Suppresses. He is moving forward, but taken down by Betsy at range with the PKM. Oh, not at range. She's right there. Okay. So Los Criminales with 2 at Southwatch. A couple long range shots there, and Los Criminales takes it. So Los Criminales with the win over OVL Alpha. All right, let's look at our scores here. Mason Dixon with 21 and 11. Beast Billy with 1 and 7. Zachary Odin 14 and 13. Caffeinated at 10 and 21. Step at 24 and 11. And Los Criminales 16 and 16 for Elroy. 11 and 12 for Diablo. And 24 and 17 for Betsy. 9 and 15 for Big Lobo. And 6 and 19 for Cynthia. So we do want to take the opportunity to thank our sponsor. And that is Sandlockie Games. So appreciate them taking us on in our first season. So a quick message from them.
Sandlockie offers easy-to-use VR products that will help enhance your VR experience, like this Sandlockie gun stock with hundreds of 5-star reviews, this paddle adapter for 11 table tennis, and this golf club adapter for Golf Plus and Walkabout Mini Golf. Visit sandlockie.shop to find out more.
Alright guys, so we'll be getting back into the game here in just a moment. I do want to thank Sandlockie for sponsoring this. So the next map here looks like it's going to be Bazaar. And Los Criminales will be starting off as Marsoc.
Allá.
Alright guys, so heading into Bazaar, ultimate close range map.
De que estamos seguros de salir contigo.
And we will follow Los Criminales in as Marsoc. Lots of ordnance coming out. Step does get Diablo right off the bat. And Big Lobo. Billy coming around. Does get Elroy and Betsy. Double frag there. So still lots of ordnance coming out. Cynthia moving up. Billy hears her and takes her. Billy calling out 3 down. And he is correct. There's 5 down total. Step got 2 and Billy got 3. So OVL moving in here now to set up defensive positions. That quick attack they were able to repel.
Matamos de atrás y contamos. Bueno, va para
Some fire going on. Billy here in the blue room still. Let's move across here to have Diablo over in the 2-story. Looks like he's taking up a position. And they're across the street now. Looks like Billy does get Big Lobo on the right side from Marspach perspective, and Mason gets Betsy. Diablo now. Eyes on Mason. So Los Criminales looks like setting up for a coordinated push. Caffeinated gets Diablo. Does catch him peeking. So Elroy here, and looks like Cynthia. Billy moving over. Looks like there'll probably be some action here momentarily. Mason gets Betsy. So they are hunting Billy here. Ordnance going out, smoking out blue room. Cynthia makes the cross. Billy picks her up just as soon as she clears the smoke. He could hear her, but Diablo with the refrag on Billy. Elroy takes the opportunity to move across. Big Lobo picks up Caffeinated off the front of the uplink. I believe it's where he was. Elroy picking up some extra ammo. Mason does get Diablo. So Elroy moving into the back. He's got 2 here to contend with, and Billy takes him down. Big Lobo gets Mason. Billy finishes Elroy and Betsy with the refrag on Billy. So Betsy taking up position here, throwing some ordnance over the wall. And she'll be moving in from the right side from Marsoc's perspective. So Billy keeping an eye on her. Zachary Odin takes down Big Lobo. Billy gets Betsy, and Betsy trades with him. Real clears out that side. Let's zip over here. Zachary Odin holding up the front. Step floating in the back. Caffeinated up in the 2nd floor, and Mason moving in on ground level, flanking over that left side. That has been where Los Criminales has pushed a couple times now. So let's follow him in. Holds that corner. One behind the tank. He's going to get who here? Big Lobo gets Step. Mason gets Cynthia, and Cynthia gets Mason. Zachary Odin does get Diablo. Betsy over on that left side tank. If you're looking at it from the Volk perspective. Audio in this map just so critical. So it does look like Los Criminales is making a left side push. Zachary Odin does get Big Lobo. Elroy putting some shots down. I think he saw Billy across there. I think I've been calling him Elroy. His name is Eloy, it looks like. Sorry about that, buddy.
Blue room, blue room.
Never was good at spelling or reading. That's why I do math. I'll just go with Rhino. I know that word. Holding this corner, Billy does get Diablo across the street. I don't think they've got eyes on Eloy Rhino here. Step may have eyes on him. But he's moved up, it seems fairly undetected. Zachary Odin watching that corner though. Taking up a hidden position there, using that wall for cover. He may know Zachary Odin's in there. I'm not sure if he does or not. It does not appear so. Checking his tablet for his teammates. Betsy gets Billy. Billy gets Big Lobo. And Zachary Odin catches him. Alright, so Betsy and Big Lobo over here. It does look like Big Lobo is downed. Betsy with a grenade. Looks like it landed on top of the wall. Yeah, that's unfortunate. There wasn't anybody there, but man. It's one of those things you couldn't do if you were trying. Step does pick up Diablo. Betsy watching the flank here and catches Billy coming in. Comes in suppressing fire and Cake's caffeinated and gets up Big Lobo, who now moves immediately into the uplink. But Zachary Odin catches him. Grenade is out from Cynthia. Betsy moving in. Betsy moving in to take it. But Zachary Odin again with a catch on the uplink. So Billy coming in to hunt Cynthia and finds her. So Alpha takes it. Eliminates the attackers. Really good match. Again, close range, lots of fire, intense, difficult to keep up with. Yeah, it does look like Billy was in the zone there, just running in. It is much more difficult. Once Volt gets in position, it is tough to take this map. So, Eloy Rhino there with 0 and 4, Diablo 1 and 6, Betsy 5 and 5, Big Lobo 4 and 5, Cynthia 1 and 5. And on the OVL Alpha side, Mason Dixon with 5 and 2, Beast Billy 10 and 6, Zachary Odin 6 and 0, Caffeinated 1 and 2, and Step 3 and 1. Alright, so we'll wait and get this started back up in just a moment. Alright, now Alpha, OVL Alpha on the assault. Okay, got stuck in the corner there. So Zachary Odin there clutch at the end of that map as Los Criminales made a hard push into uplink and got several there. But Zachary Odin and Billy able to flank from both sides and take him out. So smoke's going out. Diablo's setting up. Billy moving straight in, but Betsy downs him. Diablo shuts him up. Again, frag out. Coming from Eloy there. Eloy. Betsy gets Mason. Big Lobo does get Step. So again, a tight formation here from Los Criminales. Betsy taking up her position in Crow's Nest. Caffeinated has snuck into the bazaar. I believe Diablo's got eyes on him though. Cynthia does take down Zachary Odin. Billy gets Big Lobo on the left side from Marswalk perspective. And looks like Cynthia is moving around to intercept him. Caffeinated coming in and takes down Betsy. Billy gets Cynthia off the left side. Eloy takes down Caffeinated. Mason comes in from the back, gets Eloy. Diablo holding that back corner. Mason and Zachary Odin now moving up on the right. And OVL is now making a push. Step picks up Diablo. Bringing in the pincher. Big Lobo does get Step though off the back corner. Billy returns the favor and Mason takes down Betsy. So Alpha now opportunity to plant. And Billy's there to do the job. Cynthia's closing hard. Mason gets Eloy there. Smoke out. Mason gets Cynthia before she can sneak up on Beast Billy. Billy finishes her off. So now Alpha with the cap. Billy gets Diablo and Betsy takes down Zachary Odin. Mason does get Betsy. So those criminales now forced to push in and take the uplink back. Billy, smoke out, got caught throwing the smoke and is taken down by Big Lobo. Big Lobo is pushing in hard. He's got to get to that uplink. He takes down Step. Mason gets Eloy on the back. And Cynthia as well. Big Lobo moving in for the defuse. Does Caffeinated know he's there? Uplink being called. Mason does not see him. Distracts him long enough though. A revive and Zachary Odin coming in with 2 kills on Big Lobo and Betsy. But they did shut it down just in time. So right now 3 Los Criminales up, 5 Alpha up. Caffeinated revive Step. Eloy takes down Beast Billy. Caffeinated moving in, providing cover. Eloy gets him. Zachary Odin planning. But taken down. Wow. Eloy takes Step, and Cynthia is on site as well. Diablo accidentally takes down Cynthia. What a push from Los Criminales. A good 2-sided push there from Alpha. But Los Criminales coming in and shutting it down. So let's see, it looks like Alpha has 3 up. Zachary Odin pushing to the red truck. Big Lobo probably waiting on him here to cross, but Betsy gets him before he can. So Big Lobo calling out. We'll follow Mason Dixon here. Coming around that back side. Watching Crow's Nest. Cynthia takes out Billy in the back. Mason looking to repeat what he did earlier, and does. Takes down Diablo from Crow's Nest. Mason now going to do the sweep across Crow's Nest, clears it out, picks up Betsy off the uplink. And makes his circle again. So he is holding down that right side from the Marslock perspective. Big Lobo in the alley probably hears him. Mason also hears him, I do believe. Checking tablets to make sure not a teammate. Mason picks up Diablo. Big Lobo now definitely aware of where he is. Betsy also hunting Mason Dixon. Checks the tablet. Here's Big Lobo. Zachary Odin gets Big Lobo out of there and takes down Betsy too. Alright, so now OVL Alpha pushing in from the right side, from the martial lock perspective. And Los Criminales 2 down, 3 up. Billy moving in, smoking the uplink. But Eloy taking him back from the back. Zachary Odin does look like he is on site. Caffeinated gets Diablo. No, he's not on site. He's holding that back corner. Betsy takes down Mason. Zachary Odin pops up, takes her down, and gets Eloy down. Big Lobo does get caffeinated. Zachary Odin pushing in. Los Criminales calls him out, but he does get it sent. Beast Billy takes down Big Lobo and allows Zachary Odin to get the send in. Cynthia coming in, taking down Zachary Odin, and Beast Billy returns the favor.
It's hot, guys. It's hot.
So it is now hot. Billy calling out. Uplink hot. Betsy coming in, throwing ordnance. Does get caffeinated. Oh, and downs Billy with the grenade. Mason Dixon gets Diablo. LA moving in, finishes off Billy as he calls out that they're on uplink. Mason gets Eloy, and Steph gets oh my goodness. Mason Dixon gets Betsy, and Steph gets Big Lobo. They're defending. Steph the only one up. All those criminales down. One just respawned back in. That uplink's got to be getting close to be completed. And Alpha comes in with the win. Wow. So, scores real quick. Ella with 8 and 10, Diablo with 3 and 13, Betsy with 11 and 13, Big Lobo 8 and 11, Cynthia 5 and 11, Mason with 19 and 6, going to work. Beast Billy 17 and 13, Zachary Odin 12 and 5, picking up the cap as well, and Caffeinated at 3 and 8. Step comes in with 6 and 4. Incredibly intense game, guys. Well done to both teams. Excellent push. At this time, we're going to take a short break for our unofficial sponsor. Those of you who are aware, we like to put these together every once in a while, just for fun. So enjoy this from our unofficial sponsor.
Performance-enhancing drugs have most often been associated with athletics. Recent studies have shown a disturbing rise of these substances within our onward gaming community. One in particular is being used at an alarming rate among some of the best players in the league: Sour Patch Kids. The bright colors and cute faces may lead you to believe that this is just a harmless candy, but don't be fooled. The danger is real. Sour Patch addicts may become jittery, feel a need to constantly consume the confection, and display extreme apathy, often reciting their mantra of "no one cares." Well, we care and we can help. Available now at pharmacies and candy stores across the country, the Sour Patch Patch is offering hope where once there was only apathy. Just apply this patch and watch cravings decrease, movements slow back to human levels, and care return. Talk to your doctor today and see if Sour Patch Patch is right for you. You can quit. You can escape the Sour Patch.
funny if the sponsor was Chipotle.
Oh my god.
Sorry, Bill.
They don't like that. That's all I'm gonna say. Shot at us from the left side by the valley. You're first, buddy.
Okay, hold up.
Behind the wall. I don't have much biz over here. Alright, killed the one far left.
Do we have a friendly in apartments? Alright, I think you just knocked me down.
I got you, I got you.
He's dead, he's dead. Alright, -2.
dejarlo, de ahí no va a salir.
Voy a ir a matarlo con cuchillo.
Fire team leader and I got picked. There's a guy east side of the helicopter behind the tree, behind a boulder. He's shooting, he's guarding anything that's in the front side of the apartments. The street side of apartments is guarded.
Sorry about that, guys. That will be because my mic was muted and I just saw the chat. I was talking away the entire time. And my phone was buzzing. I bet that was somebody telling me, yeah, turn your audio on for the stream. Yep. Appreciate that. Too little, too late, unfortunately. It's on now. Yeah, so after that ad, my wife came down. I was chatting with her for a minute and forgot to turn my mic back on. And I have seen, I will get this. I have a whole legal pad full of notes, and turn your mic back on is on there, but did not remember to do it. So let's look at the scores real quick before we get into the next round. Mason with 8 and 7, Beast Billy 1 and 5, Zachary Odin 0 and 7, Caffeinated 4 and 5, yeah, E-Step 2 and 1, Rhino at 6 and 2, Diablo at 2 and 2, Betsy with 9 and 4, and Big Lobo at 7 and 4. Cynthia at 1 and 3. So, like most people, I hate the sound of my own voice. So I'm gonna have to watch this. So I just thought I'd turn it off and give myself a break. All right, so Cynthia running fire team leader this time.
Voy a aventar humo al caminito de piedras,
And I suspect they're going to move in quick. So it looks like Rhino taking up position there for Overwatch. They do have one coming down the beach. And 3 moving right side. So let's go over to the right side. Mason Dixon does get Betsy. Step holding down apartments. Taking fire though. Big Lobo calling him out. Or sees him, but Step's calling him out. Step does get Diablo. Here's him calling out to push. Big Lobo waiting. Oh, grenade out, grenade out. And gets him. So Step blows up Big Lobo. Betsy gets caffeinated with 249 on the other side. And Step does get Betsy. So Cynthia's still here, fire team leader. Lots of smoke out. But Step catches her. So 1 down, none down on Alpha now, 2 down on Los Criminales. Let's see where they're going. So got 1 and 3 story, and looks like they're coming back up left side here. So Diablo putting some suppressing fire on Step. Covering the sound of Betsy coming in. Yeah, that was a great grenade. And I do like to see the active chat. It's awesome to see you guys in here. Definitely thanks for joining. So Step here in the ordnance coming in. He does get Cynthia. And Diablo moving in behind through the tubes and gets Step out of the apartments. Betsy gets Mason Dixon. And Diablo making a push here. Holds up, watches 4 defenders. And he's going to try to flank. Moving across. He may have been spotted there, I'm not sure. Holding up this position. We'll follow him around here for a sec. Rhino does get Mason. Diablo watching that side. Step is coming in. Ordnance out. Lots of smoke coming out. He hears Step and takes him down. So Diablo now pushing into uplink. Zachary Oden's got a shot on him and takes it. Okay, so we'll follow Cynthia. She is fire team leader here. And she has moved up, undoubtedly hearing those shots. Zachary Oden waiting on her. Diablo spawns in on her as well. Zachary Oden's got her trapped. She steps out and takes her. Rhino does get caffeinated down, though. Mason Dixon comes in and flanks Diablo and takes him down. Betsy's still here. Undoubtedly hears Mason and gets him. And Step with the refrag. Okay, so a similar approach here from OVL Alpha as what was taken by Los Criminales. You see this trailer being key, a couple of long-range support guys covering the uplink, and then Billy in there just in case. Alright, let's move back up, and we will follow in Los Criminales as they make their next push. So, Rhino does get caffeinated. So Cynthia holding up here in the middle. Rhino providing that support role. Betsy coming up the beach does get caffeinated. Step takes her down. Okay, so it looks like Criminales are stacking up in the middle. Mason Dixon gets Cynthia. She smokes the window, but he manages to get her. So Rhino is aware that he's there now. Puts his laser in that direction. Diablo moving in over there as well. You guys may not be able to see him. He's pretty small at this point, but Rhino getting low and gets Mason Dixon underneath the pipe. So he's now moving in. Calling out the one down in the apartments. Diablo takes down Caffeinated out of that back. No, Zachary Oden's in that back position. Rhino gets Step, and Step trades with him. Zachary Oden does get Diablo. And Diablo down Caffeinated, and he now gives up to respawn. Okay. Cynthia is coming in from the apartment side here, along with Betsy. So here's a stack up. Mason takes down Diablo. I fly into a visible wall. Betsy takes down Mason. Ordnance coming out. Betsy gets Billy with a grenade, it looks like, through the roof, but Zachary gets Betsy. So we got Rhino, Diablo, and Cynthia up here. 3 Criminales up. It does look like... yeah, they're all there. Okay. Not sure why I've only got 4 dots total for Los Criminales. So Mason gets Diablo, and Diablo gets Mason. A lot of trades here this evening. Cynthia's fire team leader, moving around, supporting this flank. Rhino staying low. Betsy does get caffeinated. So 3 up on Los Criminales, 3 up on Alpha. Rhino sprays in, gets Beast Billy. Diablo gets Mason. Step gets Betsy. Advantage is Los Criminales at this point. Only 2 up on Alpha. Zachary Oden waiting on him, but they know he's there. He's been in trouble. Been trouble for them the whole round. So if Rhino can get him, it's going to make it difficult. All the Alphas back in now. Takes Caffeinated. Zachary Oden showing some restraint, staying back. Mason does come in, flanks in, and gets Betsy. Both Rhino and Cynthia, eyes on. Mason gets Rhino, but gets refragged by Cynthia, who is the fire team leader. calling to her teammates. They're spawning back in. So again, only 2 alphas up right now. Betsy suppressing Zachary Odin. Ordnance coming out. Only 2 minutes remain. Step gets Rhino. And Zachary Odin gets Betsy. Clutch. So Cynthia's still remaining here. Doing what a good fire team leader does, holding tight, putting her teammates in a good position, but Mason catches her. Calls out FTL down. Step gets Diablo. Only 1 criminale up. With 1 minute 25 seconds remaining, Mason goes hunting. So it looks like they are out of tickets, and Diablo and Betsy up here. Diablo, is he down? He was, and Billy takes out Betsy. So, OVL Alpha answers back to the initial win by Los Criminales. So now the uplink moves, and depending on where it lands, this is going to be a completely different game. If it goes to the tank building, then it becomes, which it looks like it does, there it is. So we're moving to the tank building. This will become a very close quarters combat map at this point. So tank building, easy to defend until you lose it. So we'll see how they hold it. Switching sides now. While I take this moment for a break, let's check our scores. Mason Dixon at 16 and 14, Beast Billy at 1 and 8, holding that uplink the entire time. Zachary Odin 5 and 7, Caffeinated at 4 and 11, Step at 12 and 4. And over on Los Criminales, Rhino with 11 and 5, Diablo at 7 and 9, Betsy with 16 and 13, and Cynthia Bello at 2 and 8. Big Lobo at 0 and 0. I'm not sure Lobo was actually in the game, given I only had 4 dots for Los Criminales. So absolutely has been a war on all maps, Kittle, without a doubt. All right, so let's zip over here and we will follow in Alpha. This is going to be the deciding game here.
I will throw none of that.
Throw the frag on the other side.
Save the frag for
Throw it on the
critical
other
moment.
side. See if you can angle one on the opposite side so it kills them as they try to jump in.
So, E-Step coming in there as the fire team leader.
Someone got a nice nade last round on me. That was amazing.
Billy calling out that grenade that landed in his lap.
Dude, I seen it, but I got stuck on the freaking.
It was quite the grenade. So Rhino takes down Caffeinator on that right side. Most Alpha pushing up the gut. Ordnance coming out. Betsy in the 3-story takes down 1. Cynthia's in the building, so is Lobo. Mason in there. Oh, gets down by his own team. Mason is on site. Diablo is there. Mason hears them talking and takes them both, but Rhino with the refrag from the apartments. So only 1 up for Los Criminales now. Step and Caffeinated. And Billy all close to uplink. So Alpha pushing in, Billy moving in to clear uplink. Fires a Caffeinated a little bit. Oh. Rhino picks him off. What a shot. So he is watching that uplink close. Zachary Odin working on sending it. Betsy's in, but misses him. Doesn't see him. Zachary Odin making the decision to go underneath. Mason gets 2. I didn't see who that was. Mason gets 1, and Zachary gets Betsy. So Mason gets Cynthia as well. Zachary Odin back on the site. Diablo and Billy trade. Big Lobo gets Mason. Uplink is hot. Zachary Odin is on site, but Big Lobo knocks him down. Caffeinated is on site. Big Lobo is defusing. Unaware that's being defused, it looks like. He's spraying it. Can he get him? He does get him.
He's dead.
Just in time. What a strategy. Smokes it out so he can't be seen and just sprays through it at uplink. And does get him. Billy gets down Rhino. Or takes down Rhino. Betsy moves in but gets caught by Billy. So uplink is hot. Mason moving in to defend the uplink. Alpha all over uplink now, covering all the entrances. With a quick push. Cynthia's moving in. It does get Mason. Caffeinated laser waiting on her. But just a little too late. Picks her up anyway. So that is the game. OVL Alpha takes the win on an intense map, intense match. I'm just casting it and I'm out of breath. So awesome push there. This has absolutely been a war, but Alpha takes the win. So let's take a look at our scores here. Mason with 21 and 17, Billy with 4 and 12, Zachary Oden 7 and 9, Caffeinated 6 and 13, and Step at 12 and 4. Over on Los Criminales, 15 and 7 for Rhino, 10 and 11 for Diablo, 3 and 11 for Cynthia, and 2 and 2 for Big Lobo. So hopefully the stream caught that so we can get those scores recorded. Those of you who joined the stream, thank you very much. It's been an absolute treat to have you all in the chat. Thank you for the help in getting the stream going and reminding me to turn on my flippin' mic. So next time I will maybe put a sticky note directly on my monitor to remind me to do that. But thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks to Sandlocky Games for sponsoring our league here. Check out their products at sandlockygames.com, I believe is the address, but you can Google that, Sandlocky Games. A lot of our guys are using their stocks, so definitely appreciate them. Check them out. Thank you all for the compliments on the casting. Done the best I can for complete and total amateur, but it is a blast. If you're sticking around a little bit, I will invite you to jump over to my Twitch stream, which is HotBrass2005. So twitch.tv/HotBrass2005 for a special 3-man game. Holland and Jalbo from AMF have a wager with Mason Dixon that on downfall he will not be able to get from Marsoc Spawn B up to Center Hotel. He's got 3 chances to do that, so I will be jumping over there shortly to cast that special match if you'd like to check out my stream there. So again, thank you all for joining us, and we will see you in the next stream.